Do you feel like the contract that you agreed on satisfied all those things?
I thought we had a very well-crafted agreement. I think one of the problems is, I think if you just look at the agreement out of context, you could pick it apart. But if you put it in the context of the fact that we needed to save $25 million, and the likely only alternative to the provisions of that contract were layoffs, and I thought it was a well-crafted agreement. I thought the union side did a good job for their members. We were pretty disappointed in what their bargaining center did, and I know the governor is bitterly disappointed that it failed and we've had to resort to the layoffs. So the answer is yes, I thought it was a well-crafted agreement.
Were you surprised when you heard the vote on Monday?
I guess I was disappointed but not surprised. I understand some of the dynamics that were going on with employees in agencies who probably felt that they weren't going to be targeted anyway. But to Diana's point, this was a focus on general funds, but it's not as if all the other state funds are not in trouble. The highway fund is struggling, the fish and game fund is struggling. So for employees to have taken furloughs in those agencies would not have been a terrible idea either. It would have been a little burden for those employees, but you have to remember we're going to make up that time in outlying years with some paid time off. So this was not something where we were asking employees and giving nothing back. So it was a well-crafted agreement.
And Sean, I mean, Tom is correct that it would give time back in 4 future years, 2 future bienniums. And actually, as taxpayers, we have a bit of a concern about looking at putting off to tomorrow the crisis of today. And let's be factual here. That extra time in tomorrow, in those 2 bienniums, does not put the money back into workers' family budgets. It just means they take a day off and they don't lose pay. They don't get more pay back. So time is not pay. In fact, that's one of the problems here. The state has, all of our leave accruals are an unfunded liability. So as we were going through this process, we had thousands and thousands of employees saying, I'll donate some of my stored vacation time, I'll donate some of my stored sick time to help the state out of the budget. And time again, we had to go back to them and say, this is an unfunded liability for the state. We can give up all the time we have to ourselves and it won't save the state any money.
The next step is you go back to the table at some point, and this could go on indefinitely from what I understand. Do you feel like you were making more progress as you ended this process last time, or is this going to be more butting heads? Do you think this is going to go on for a long time?
Well, I think one of the points that Diana raised before is something we really need to think about, and that's what is going to be the focus of these resumed talks. I know with the other unions that are involved in the discussions, they have some particular items of interest that they want to speak about. The state is always interested in taking a look at health care and how we can mitigate the rising costs of health care. I mean, we spend, it's kind of a shocking number, $500 million in this biennium on health care for employees and retired employees. We think we need to look at that, but perhaps with the furloughs off the table now, maybe we can craft an agreement going forward that will address a lot of these concerns.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, Diana Lacey with the Union Negotiators, and Tom Manning with the state. I appreciate you being here today. We'll be right back after the break.